Hi, everyone. Most of you probably know me as an adventure game player, and I've said in the past many times that that is the genre that I most appreciate, probably in computer games. And most of you probably know me as somebody who has a strong love of Sierra, the company that made a lot of great games in the 80s and 90s. And Sierra is mostly remembered for their adventure games, of course, but they made a lot of other games which were not necessarily as well remembered today, but if you were a kid growing up in the 90s, and if you grew up with Sierra games in the 90s, then you were probably aware of many of Sierra's other games as well. And in particular, many of you were probably aware of the Dr. Brain games because they were kids' games and, well, still are kids' games. And I thought, let's take a little step back and take a look at some of the Dr. Brain games. So my plan is to start with the first one, and if it goes over well, if it's well received, if it makes for a good Let's Play, then we can try maybe the next one, which was the Island of Dr. Brain. But let's start at the beginning. This is the Castle of Dr. Brain. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to slow the cycles in DOSBox down before I start because, like many DOS games, this game will probably not detect digital Sound Blaster sound if the cycles in DOSBox are up too high. So let's go ahead and I have the cycles down to 2500. Let's go ahead and I think it's Skidhove. There we go. That looks right. It's not complaining about the audio, so I think it detected it correctly. Wonderful sounds from the 90s. Castle of Dr. Brain. Oh, yeah. Those eyes rolling at the bottom of the screen are just a little creepy. They weird me out just a little bit. Let's see, are there any more credits after that, or... Well, those weren't even... Oh, okay, there appear to be no actual credits. We just start here in front of a door. And the interface, as you can see, the interface is basically it's SCI. It's Sierra's Creative Interpreter, or SCI as it was called for short. And it's the same interface familiar from many adventure games. But again, this is not really an adventure game. It's a little bit different. But you can do this thing kind of stuff. You can't walk, but you have your eye in your hand. You can look at things. You can look at this lamp. Dr. Brain got these lamps at a yard sale. He figured they were just right for illuminating his prized flamingos. Yeah, its reputation for brilliance doesn't extend to his taste in lawn decorations. This is the front door of his castle. Again, it's not an adventure game, so the descriptions that you get here won't necessarily be that detailed because there are no adventure game puzzles. This is more of a regular puzzle game. So, I mean, yeah, there's a door which seems very secure. There looks like there's somebody looking at us through that grill there, like a little grill. And this obviously is the, looks like every other castle doorbell you've seen. So let's go ahead and ring here. So it's, so you probably, if you haven't seen this, you've probably already figured out what it is. It's, oh, just happened to get two of the same in a row. Yeah, it's Simon. It's basically the game that was called, well, it goes under many different names, but I think there was like a popular version of it called Simon back in the day or something like that. So yeah, you just have to remember this sequence and repeat it. And this is what happens when you finish. Congratulations! You've successfully unlocked the front door. Holy cow. You are awarded the Memory Puzzle Plaque. You keep it to help you remember this feat. You can see at the top I'm playing on the Novice level, which is the default. And I think on the Novice level, I think that was 6. I think, so there are 3 difficulty settings. There's Novice, Intermediate, and Difficult or Expert or whatever it's called. I think on the hardest level you have 10. And on the Novice level you have 6. So it stands to reason that the medium level probably has 8 then. So, yeah, I mean, it's not super difficult, but, just a basic memory test. I must admit I sometimes have trouble with this because I'm not good at remembering long sequences of data. And those of you who remember Quest for Glory 4 might remember Dr. Cranium and his castle, and that ridiculous doorbell. One of the villagers actually commented and said, that ridiculous doorbell that we had to go through to get to him. It is, of course, a reference to this. So there you go. All right, so we're inside the first floor hallway of the castle. And again, you can look around. I mean, there's a suit of armor here. This armor is at least a foot short. Get it? Because it's missing the foot here. And I guess the reason it's missing the foot is because the foot is over here on this table. Ha! The flowers from you standing in a foot of water. They made the same joke twice. No, that only works in mixed up fairy tales. And there's a... the desk is... Yeah, the desk is 3 foot tall. Okay, guess the oak's on you. Okay, that's stretching it a little bit, but okay, I do appreciate a good pun, so why not? So we have 3 doors here. The objective is to get through this door on the back, but first we have to go through this door to the Math Marvel and do the magic numbers, and also in this drawer here, there's another puzzle. Oh, it doesn't describe the puzzle, but trust me, there's another puzzle in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crank up the difficulty here to the expert level. So yeah, like I said, there are 3 levels. There's novice, standard, and expert. And I'm going to try when I can to play on the expert level. Some of the puzzles are really easy, even on expert level, and some of them are astonishingly difficult, even on the novice difficulty. So it's kind of uneven. And then, different people find different things difficult. So what I find very difficult, other people might find easy and vice versa. But let's go ahead and start on the left here. Yeah, so this is the Math Marvel. You need to construct correct addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division problems. You can buy the answer to the next problem for a hint coin. So yeah, this thing up here is like a slot where you can put hint coins if you get stuck, and you earn hint coins by solving puzzles. So at the beginning, you could get into a catch-22 situation where you need to use a hint coin but don't have one because you are at the beginning still. But yeah, it's pretty simple, and even on the expert level, it's not rocket science. You just have to take these numbers and build 4 correct arithmetic statements out of them. The numbers are all jumbled up, but they're the same every time. These are actually, I think they use the exact numbers, the exact same numbers every single time, so there's no randomness here. So we just need to find something that fits. So like, for example, 88, 8, and 11. So it is a true statement that 88 divided by 8 equals 11. Oh, I need to click on the divide symbol here. There we go. And this little chest moves along 1 square every time you get a correct math statement. So let's see. What else do we have? 35. So 5 goes into 36 times. We don't have a 6 here. 65. 5 goes into 65. 13 times, I think. Because 5 times 10 is 50 plus... Yeah, plus 3 times 5, so yeah, we don't have a 13 here either. We have 75, though. Okay, so we have 5, 15, and 75. So 5 times 15 is 75. There we go, boom. Now we just have 1 addition and 1 subtraction left. That shouldn't be too difficult. Might stand to reason that the largest numbers here are the results of the additions. So, for example, if we take 65, that's probably the result of some addition. In fact, it has to be because there's no number lower than 65, so it has to be the result of some addition. So which of these add up to 65? 44 plus 12, no, that would be 66. Close, but no cigar. 44 plus... Wait, no, 44 plus 12 is 56, not 66, duh. 44 plus 21, right? 4, yes, yeah, there we go. 44 plus 21 is 65. And then we need a subtraction for the end, so I guess it makes sense to start with the biggest number at the top here, 30, and then actually we could do these in either order. We could say 30 minus 18 is 12, or we could say 30 minus 12 is 18. So actually, Parker Lewis can't lose. It's at that point, it's... All right, we solved the Math Marvel puzzle. In the chest, you find a key. You take it and put it away for later use. The first code word is backgammon, and here we see the game's copy protection coming into effect. So this is how the copy protection works. You get 3 code words in this room here, and you need to transfer those or translate those code words into 3 symbols. If you click on this door back here, which is our ultimate goal for this room, you get this keypad, and you need to put in the codes that correspond to the words that you get. So we got, wait, what did we get? Backgammon. Okay, so you need to look in the in Dr. Brain's ultra top secret decoder grid, which today is readily available on the internet in case you didn't buy this game. And so in the super top secret decoder grid, you can look up a game. So let me see, I have it in front of me. So backgammon, the 3 symbols for backgammon are this symbol, and this symbol. These symbols, I guess, are from astronomy. I believe, yeah, I don't know all of them. I'm not really good with astronomy. I guess the female symbol, I think, is Venus, and I believe the male one is Mars. And this one, which kind of looks like a female symbol with horns, is, I guess, reflective of the evil nature of women. I'm just joking. It's probably, is that Mercury? I want to say it might be Mercury. Actually, are these in order of the planets? Because if that's Mercury, that's Venus, and that's Mars, then that would mean probably this is Earth. And then what comes after Mars? Jupiter, isn't it? Yeah, so Mars, Jupiter, and then I think Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And then we get an extra one for, oh, that's the sun, I think, isn't it? I think this might be the sun here. Yeah, the sun is typically represented by like a circle with a dot in it. So I guess these are the 9 planets in the sun. Yeah. I mean, I often remember this by thinking it looks like a number 4, and this looks like a lowercase letter h, and this looks like an upside down Cyrillic capital B, or uppercase B, and this was kind of like, I don't know, like a pitchfork. But anyway, okay, sorry, I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and put it in. There we go. You hear a click, you figured out part of the combination. Good going. Okay, so now we need a second combination, but for that we need to finish another puzzle. So let's go ahead and move over here. Here we have magic numbers. All right, so this is exactly what you'd expect. It's a magic square. And you've probably seen stuff like this in your life before. The idea is very simple. You need to put these numbers down here into this grid such that they all add up to the same number. So all 4 columns need to add up to the same number, all 4 rows, and both of these diagonals. All of them need to add up to exactly the same number. Now, there are tricks and techniques and algorithms and proper ways to calculate magic squares like this. I've just never really gotten into them. For some reason, I'm not much of a recreational math person. I like practical math, but I don't like math that's just, just for fun and doesn't really have much application in the real world. And I don't think there's much real world application for magic squares. Please somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally mistaken and this is actually something very useful for something. But I think recreational, I think mathematical squares, magic squares like this fall under what's usually called recreational mathematics. It's just for fun. Some people have fun with it, and yeah, it can be fun, but it's just, And so on the expert level, you have, let me actually go through the different levels. So if you get stuck or you don't want to do that difficulty, you can exit the puzzle and change the difficulty and go back, and it'll be there on this difficulty setting. So on the novice, on the easiest setting, you have 9 squares, and you have the numbers 1 through 9. You just need to put the numbers into the square in the same way. You just have a smaller square and less numbers. On the standard level, you have a 4x4 square. You have 16 numbers, 1 through 16. And on the most difficult setting, you also have a 4x4 square, but you have only odd numbers. So you have 1 to 31. again, I don't know how you're supposed to calculate this. People who like magic squares probably know the algorithms and the techniques and whatever tricks you use to calculate these, but I don't. And quite frankly, I don't really care. So, I mean, I could try, well, just for fun, just to show how bad I am at stuff like this, let me go ahead and try to bumble around with this on the easiest setting for a while. So I know it makes sense to have the middle number in the middle so that it kind of balances other things out. And then you want to kind of have numbers balanced out. So like put the 9 on one side and the 1 on the other side, and then I guess put a 2 here and an 8 here, and like, I don't know what you're supposed to do with the 6 and 7, do something like that, I guess. Pretty sure I did that wrong. Yeah, so I'm way off here. Oh, I guess because okay, so I could take like a big number from here and swap it with that. Yeah, okay, that helps. But now, I've got 8 here. Can I, let's see, if I try to balance this out a bit like that, then does that help? Not really. I mean, basically everything that you do, like if, okay, so this 19 here is too high, this 24 is way too high. So if I try to move this 17 from this 24 to a place where it will make less trouble, like here, then this gets too big. Then I can like move this 9 down here maybe, or maybe over here. But then that's, yeah. I mean, you can just play around with the numbers, but this is just fooling around. This is just like massaging the numbers and flipping them around and twiddling them until they line up. And this can work. Like if you spend a lot of time doing this, it can work. I've done it several times, but it just seems so stupid because it's so random and arbitrary. There's no real formula to it. There's no real technique to it. It's just kind of guessing. Oh, let's see, this number is too big, so maybe I'll take this and put it here. Yeah. I mean, some of these line up. We have all these 17s here, but then we have a 9 here. So, I mean, yeah, I don't want to just fumble around like this. That's boring and dumb. So what I'll go ahead and do is I'll crank it up to the expert level. I actually have the solution to the expert level puzzle in front of me, so I'm just going to go ahead and just put it in. I found this on the internet. You can find this yourself if you do a search for Castle of Dr. Brain walkthrough. And I don't feel bad about using a solution that's right in front of me because, again, honestly, you know, what's the point? It's just fiddling around with the numbers, just pushing them this way and that until they add up. There's really no intelligence to that. Now, granted, like I said, there probably is a smart way to do it. There probably is an intelligent way to do it that I just don't know. And I'm okay not knowing it, honestly. Like, I'm not really... Again, I don't really care. I'm sorry. Okay. Second code word is football, so let's go ahead and, let's see. Football starts off with this bullseye, which I said might be the Earth. And then we have the male symbol, which I'm pretty sure is Mars. And then this letter H with a very big schlong hanging from it. There we go. That's part of the combination. Okay, and now we get the last one. And the last puzzle is here in this drawer. And yeah, it's a sliding tile puzzle. It's a slider puzzle. You slide these things around and you need to get these to... Yeah. And I'm also terrible at these. Again, there's probably some technique to sliding puzzles, which I just never figured out, but I really don't care. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and crank it down to novice level, and watch how bad I am at this. Watch how long it takes me to get this even at novice level. So I know, okay, you need to get the 8 down here. So it basically needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need to get the 8 down here. So let's like move it down like that. Get this stuff out of the way. Okay, the 8 is down there. Now I need to, let's see, what do we want to do? Get the 7 down here, and the 8 there. So, okay, so now we have the 7 and the 8 here, which is okay, but I need the 3 over here, obviously. So let's like move this like that. Hey, that's looking better. We're almost there. We have 1, 2, 3. We just need to get the 6 over on the right-hand side here. So let's see, how do we do that? Do something like this and like that, I guess, and then no, that's worse. Now I've got the 7 and the 8 backwards as well. See, again, like there's no I don't have any technique. Maybe there is a way to do it. There's probably a way to do it. I'm sure there's some algorithmic way to do this, and I just never learned it because again, it's not. There's really no point to it. Like this is not useful for anything other than just games like this. And obviously, I like games. I mean, I enjoy games. I play games a fair bit, but there we go. That's got it. But I don't treat games like a job where you have to learn all these rules and techniques to play the game. I just play games to have fun. So I don't really. I mean, I'm not against learning. I'm not against learning things, but stuff like this is not really practical knowledge. This is just how to solve games and puzzles and stuff. Okay, so the third code word is bridge, presumably meaning the card game bridge and not a bridge over troubled water. So for bridge, we have the female sign, which I think is Venus. We have the male sign, which I think is Mars. And again, we have this H with this well-endowed capital letter H. All right, we unlock the door. As the door opens, you notice a small award plaque showing that you have passed the mathematics examination with distinction. You pick it up proudly. Okay, you've entered a room filled with clocks of all kinds. Your gaze is drawn to the 4-button panel next to the cuckoo water clock.
You now have 60 seconds.
Okay, we now have 60 seconds, but we don't actually have 60 seconds. This puzzle has no time limit. I don't know why it says you have 60 seconds. I guess because the puzzle resets every 60 seconds if this clock is running. So basically what we need to do is get this room to shut up, because if we try to do anything, like for example open this drawer, it won't open until things quiet down in here. So, how alarming, can't do anything to the alarm. So, our first order of the day is to get all this stuff to shut up. And we can do this with these 4 buttons.
Now have 30 seconds.
Great. Okay, so what do these buttons do? This button turns the radio on and off. That's this radio here. The specially designed clock radio only plays rap music. Dr. Brain hates rap music, but he got a really good deal on the radio. Besides, an elf will dance to almost anything. Okay, so this button starts or stops the clock, and it also sets off the alarm.
You now have 15 seconds.
Shut up. This button makes the cuckoo enter or leave the clock, and it also turns the clock on. And finally, this button turns off the alarm, but only if the cuckoo is quiet and the radio is playing. So basically, this sets up just like a sequence of operations. So
you now have 5 seconds.
And then I think in 5 seconds, it just resets.
You now have 60 seconds.
So a logical place to start is this, because this makes the cuckoo enter the clock. That shuts up that cuckoo. Then we can press this to stop the clock. Now, that has set off the alarm, so we just need to turn off the alarm. The way we do that is, well, we can use this button, but, okay, the cuckoo is quiet, but the radio needs to be playing. So we go ahead and turn on the radio. There we go, and this elf starts dancing to the rap music. Then press that to turn off the alarm, and now we can just press this again to turn off the radio. And the hands on the clock go all crazy because we have peace and quiet. Okay, nice. Okay, so we're here in... Yeah, this is in the clock room. These clocks were originally all set to Greenwich Mean Time, but Dr. Brain didn't want anyone to think he was mean, so he reset them. That, of course, means mean as in a mathematical average and not mean as in rude or impolite or unkind, but it's a joke, and I can understand jokes even if I ruin them by explaining them. Okay, let's go ahead and end it here. I don't want these videos to drag on for too long because this is not a long game anyway, and so if I take like half an hour on each video, I think it's gonna... This game will be over too quickly. So let's stretch it out a little bit and try to keep the videos at least under 30 minutes, I guess ideally under 20 minutes. So what I'll go ahead and do is save here in the clock room. And let's see, do we have credits here? Let's go ahead and just play the credits real quick. Castle of Dr. Brain version 1.0. Yes, this is the same Corey Cole who went on to co-design the Quest for Glory games with his wife, Lori. Art designed by Andy Hoyos, lead artist Douglas Herring. Programmed by these people. Corey Cole is also a programmer as well as a designer. And art and animation by all of these people. I'm not going to read their names, sorry, but you know who you are. Music and sound effects by all these people. Development system by these people. Quality assurance lead by these folks, Sharon Simmons and Dave Klingman. And here is a plug for the Quest for Glory games. This was when Heroes Quest had already been renamed to Quest for Glory because of a trademark dispute. So yeah, I've done Let's Plays of both of these games. They are available on my YouTube channel. And yes, watch Request for Glory 3, Wages of War, set in the African Veldt, coming summer 1992, but now back to the Castle of Dr. Brain. Okay, anyway, that was the credits. That was nice. So I'll go and stop here again. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope I'll see you next time for more of puzzles and fun and things in the Castle of Dr. Brain. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.